I first want to talk about the breath, because I think this is going to be a big tool for all of you in the times to come, as you may feel challenged by aspects. The breath is a really important thing, and most of the time, unless you're a really good meditator and you're doing a lot of breath work, we're completely unconscious of our breath. We just breathe. We don't think about it. We're just breathing. And most of the time we're breathing up here in a very shallow way. And we're just breathing and we're not getting enough oxygen. We're not oxygenating our blood. We're not oxygenating our mind. And we're not opening the light pathways of our being through allowing the breath to flow. And the masters will tell you that the breath is called the breath. It's the breath of life. It's the breath of God. Because without the breath, you're dead, basically. Sorry, I'll be really straightforward with that. You're not able to be the physical vehicle of your light upon the earth if you are not breathing anymore. And so therefore you cannot service the mission of your soul. So your breath is really important. And consciously breathing is very important. And one of the biggest gifts I can give you at this time is to remind you about your breath, to remind you to breathe. When you go into reaction, and it will happen, when things come up for you and you have emotions of anger or fear or frustration or envy or comparing yourself with somebody else, believing you can't do it, you're not good enough, whatever comes up for you, and you're feeling affected by that, and that's a reaction you're having, and understand that's coming from resistance. It's going to come from an aspect that's in resistance to what you're doing. It's got resistance, therefore it's in reaction. If it didn't have resistance, if it was fully open and willing to embrace what you were doing, then there would be no reaction, because your heart would be open and you'd just accept whatever it was that was happening for you, and you'd breathe it in and it would all flow. When you're in resistance to something, you are always going to go into reaction. So if you're having a reaction, understand you're in resistance. What to what? You need to look at that. Most of the time it'll be in something you're learning, something you're doing, even something you're feeling. It'll be a part of you, an aspect of you, that's in resistance to perhaps moving forward in your life, to bringing in the light, which is invariably the case on some level, but it will be in resistance. So become aware and observe your reactions. When you go into reaction, there are two things you can really do. You can completely be embodied and overwhelmed by that reaction, by your emotions, your feelings, your thought forms that hit you, and I call it being embodied, taken over by that part of you, and begin to live it, and it becomes your truth. And the reaction becomes your truth, and you get lost in it. I'm going to say to you, when you do that, it's not going to serve you. Or you can be observant and say, oh, I'm in reaction. There must be something that I've triggered within me that's now in resistance to something. What am I going to do? I'm going to say to you, the best thing you can ever do is to breathe. Breathe consciously. The best thing you can ever do when there's reaction and resistance is to breathe. Why is that? Because when you breathe, you open up your pathways and you allow the light to flow. You oxygenate the blood, you oxygenate the brain, which begins to expand, so it's not closed and trapped. And you open the light pathways within your being, and everything begins to open more because you're allowing the light through. Now, you'll find in your meditations, in your OTC audios, which I'm hoping you've all gone to, that there is a meditation called Breath of Life. Now I'm going to walk you through that because it's going to be one of your best tools if you choose to use it. And I'm going to say to you that there are lots of tools, but only you can make the choice to use them. If you don't use them, nothing will shift for you. It's up to you. I can't do it for you. You need to make the choice to use them. If you use the tools, so much is going to happen for you. If you don't, that's the choice you're making. So we're going to talk about the breath of life and how important it is, because the masters gave it to me, and the particular meditation that I do. But I know, I've since found out, it's used a lot in yoga. It's used a lot in I think Buddhist breath work as well. So it's not something that's unique. It's something that a lot of practices use, and for good reason. So what I want you to be aware of is just to come and sit wherever you are right now. Come and sit right now, wherever you are. And just close your eyes. Close your eyes. And just place your hands on your tummy. You know, just, here we go. There you go. Just place your hands on your tummy, just underneath your navel. Please make sure your spine is straight. Make sure your spine is straight. It's best to do this meditation sitting up, not lying down. Make sure your spine is straight. Just drop your chin. Never keep your chin back here because you're going to stop the flow in the back of your neck. If your neck's back like this, you're locking the back of your neck and the light cannot flow. The energy doesn't flow. So don't do this. Please do this. Drop your chin down so that you open up all that back area of the neck. And I'll talk to you a little bit about that later. So keep that area opened. And it's an area where there's a lot of unconscious energy that is held and is stored. So you really want that area to open up. Don't lock it in. Bring it back. Bring your shoulders down. Make sure you're relaxed. And just close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, I want you just to imagine or visualize a ball of light just sitting in your hara, just sitting in your hara, in your navel chakra. And as you breathe in, you're going to push that ball of light outwards. So it moves outwards from your body. And when you breathe out, that ball of light is going to drop back, right back to your spine. So just visualize this ball of light. As you breathe in, you push it out from your navel. So your tummy then gets pushed out. And you breathe really deeply, no longer shallow up here, but you breathe really deeply from your diaphragm, pushing it out. And then with your out breath, through the mouth, you drop it back. So breathing in deeply through the nose, pushing that ball of light out from your navel, and then breathing out through the mouth, dropping that ball back to your spine. Continuing with the breath, breathing in through the nose, pushing that ball of light outwards, and then breathing out through the mouth, dropping that ball of light back. Now as you do that, continuing to do it, and as you do that, you will find that when you breathe in, And you push that ball of light out, your whole body begins to fill with air, but fills with light. And then when you breathe out, you're pushing that light, that air out all around you, and the body drops down. It sort of concaves within itself. It comes back into itself. And then as you breathe in again through the nose and push that sphere out, the body expands and fills with the breath of life. It fills with life and light. And then as you breathe out, you expel that light and breath out all around you. So just continuing with that, breathing in, pushing that ball of light from your tummy out. And as you do, you will expand and fill with light and life. And then as you breathe out, breathing out through the mouth, the ball of light drops back to your spine, and the body concaves in, and you share the breath all around you. Now just continuing to do this breath. This breath is about breathing in the breath of life, the energy of life, consciously. The energy of life is light. Every time you breathe in, you are breathing in the energy of light from the heart of God. And every time you breathe out, you are sharing that energy of life and light from the heart of God all around you in your field. So breathe in deeply through the nose, pushing that ball of light out, and fill your body with that light, with that life. Nourish yourself, replenish yourself, fill yourself. And then when you breathe out through the mouth, let that ball drop back, come back into yourself, and share that life, that light of God's heart all around you, in your field, to all energy in your field. Breathing in the breath of life, pushing that ball out, expanding yourself, filling with that life and light. Allow yourself to fill, to receive all you need to nourish you, to support you right now. And then, then when you release through your out-breath, the ball drops back and you share what you have received with all the energy in your field around you. And your field becomes filled with life and light from the heart of God. So breathing in and receiving. Breathing in and receiving and filling yourself with light and life. All you need to nourish you. Fill yourself. Breathe in deeply, not little. Big breath in. There's plenty to go around. Plenty of light, plenty of life. Breathe in deeply and fill yourself, every cell, every molecule. And then with your out-breath, as you breathe out and drop that ball back, you share that light and life with all the energy in your field and all around you. So I'm just going to we're just going to do this, and I'm going to play a little music that I like to play when we do this. Just to give you, so just practice this breath. Let's practice this breath. Open and receive with the in-breath, and with the out-breath, share all that you've received. So only two things to remember: pushing that ball of light out and breathing in deeply through the nose, and dropping that ball of light back to your spine and breathing out all around you. Find your rhythm and just come into this place of deep receiving and sharing. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathing in, breathing out, opening to receive. Filling yourself with all that you need from the heart of God. Just focusing on two things: the ball of light and your breath. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. This is all that you need to do. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. With each in-breath, pushing out that ball of light. With each out-breath, dropping that ball of light back to your spinal column. And each time you breathe in, opening to receive all the nourishment, all the light from the heart of God that you need. So breathe it in deeply. Allow it to fill every cell, every molecule. Open your heart to receive. And each time you breathe out, sharing, giving what you have received to all the energy around you, filling your field with it. Breathing in, opening your heart, expanding yourself, filling yourself with all the light, the love, the nourishment from the heart of God that you need right now. And allowing it to fill you. Breathe in the breath of life. And then when you breathe out, breathe it out and share it all around you. Breathing in through your nose, pushing that ball of light out. That's all you have to do. And breathing out through your mouth and dropping that ball of light back to your spine. Allow the breath of God's light to fill you. Let go your thoughts. Simply focus on breathing in and the ball of light, nothing else. And then breathing out through your mouth and dropping the ball of light back. Only two things to think about, to focus. Nothing else. Let everything else go. Continue with your breath, breathing in deeply, pushing that ball of light out in front of you. And then with the out-breath through your mouth, letting that ball of light drop back to your spine. And breathe out. Simply focus on this. Breathing in the breath of light from the heart of God. and truly opening to receive it, allowing it to fill you, nourish you, support you. So when you're ready, I want you just to come back, be present, go back to your normal breath, and just to observe.